Hey guys, AJ here, back on the one for you. So guys, once again, we're gonna talk about why guys should not date any of these chicks that are addicts, man. Don't do it, guys. Don't do it. And isn't it funny how they all claim to be strong and independent?
I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore.
Until they ask you to drop them off at an AA or NA meeting. Guys, opioids, antidepressants, right? Alcohol, these chicks are all over the place with this stuff. So guys, once again, we will go to the dumpster fire known as TikTok to check out these chicks whining about this. But before we do, like, subscribe, drop a comment, because it really helps keep this channel going, guys. Check out my locals, my second channel, description, the playlist at the end, guys, and let's get into this.
Story time about how I got addicted to fentanyl.
Look at
I
that.
make a turkey sandwich. You guys know, at the very beginning of 2022, I started dating somebody. I tell people that this was like a drug-induced relationship. Really, every single time I stopped using, I broke up with him. Longest story short, I had met him a month before at a bar. I had no recollection of meeting him. Fast forward to New Year's Eve, he messaged me and was like, when are we gonna hang out? I was like, do I know you? And we FaceTimed, and I guess I got a vague memory. And at 4 in the morning at my friend's house, I had him come pick me up to his house. I don't know how it transpired that the pills came out. And I honestly did not know that I was doing fentanyl at first. I remember like it being called perks. That happened, and then we ended up hanging out and smoking those all morning long. He leaves, and we were supposed to hang out again that night. He texts me to tell me that he's on the way, then like never shows up. A couple hours later that night, I get missed calls from the county jail. I should not be receiving no calls. I'm not no prison girl. After the second call, I was like, you know what if this is him? My suspicions were right, and it was him. I remember being like, oh, that's so cute. Like, you wrote down my number. I've never
Look at that, guys. I had to stop it, guys. I had to stop it. First of all, guys, look at her apron.
A pot smoking slut.
And second of all, guys, she met Nug Nug, right? Was doing pills with the guy, right? First of all, no accountability the whole time. I didn't know I was doing it. Then he calls her from jail, and she answers. Clown world.
personally been to jail, but I know that when you go to jail, they sometimes let you write down some numbers so you have people to call. So the fact that we had just hung out that day and he wrote down my number, for some reason in my deluded brain, I thought that was so cute. This is the next day after my first time ever trying it. So I'm barfing my brains out, which I learned later that's something that happens when trying to reject the fentanyl. I was not a saint when I met this man. I was drinking a lot, playing with my nose a lot. The thing about me though was I was
So in other words, she was just a regular 304.
never into downers. The time I guess you could say I took a downer was when I was going to bed. Story short, I went from never trying an opiate a day in my life to doing it every single day for 9 months straight. I don't blame this person for my addiction. I feel like the one thing that I think isn't my fault was I didn't know how addictive it was. I knew not to try meth. I knew not to try heroin. The thing about fentanyl was the smallest amount can kill you. Once I discovered that wasn't true, I kept doing it, and then within 4 or 5 days, I was addicted. A lot of people get surprised when I tell them that I was full-blown smoking fentanyl.
We aren't, right, guys?
That one day the education is changed. Kids are going to try things, but I think that if people knew that you might not die from doing fentanyl right away, but within 2-3 days you are going to have an addiction that is going to be so hard to kick, that's important. I do not have any lettuce, but it's okay because I ate broccoli last night, but cheers. Story time about how...
So guys, there you go. There you go, guys. Look at where I paused it. Now, guys, there you go, guys. She didn't take any accountability at all. Well, yeah, I don't remember meeting him, and I didn't even know what these were, and blah, 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 blah. Please, right? Guys, we don't feel any sympathy. Because how many homeless veterans were out there after Vietnam doing all this stuff and no one cared, right? Come on, man. Guys, and here's the thing. This chick, guys, once an addict, always an addict. There's gonna be some poor sucker, some simp, right? Some
Beta!
that's gonna be like, hey, she's kind of cute, man. Hey, let's get together. She's never gonna touch a pill again. If you honestly believe that she's clean for life,
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Guys are hashtags. Hashtag story time. Hashtag addiction recovery. Hashtag sober. Hashtag sobriety. Hashtag we do recover. Hashtag fentanyl kills. And hashtag demure. Clown world.
Opiates, like heroin, fentanyl, over-the-counter opiates, and skin picking. Let's talk about it.
Ugh.
So in this situation, I do think it's a little different. I believe that a lot of the reasons why I was picking at my skin when I was high on opiates, because I was a polysubstance abuser, so I used both drugs. I was addicted to both drugs. I was an addict. My face would get itchy, okay? And I would be itching it, and my legs would start itching really bad, and I would scratch them until I would bleed.
Ugh.
Now, there was times where I would stay up, like in a nod, and then I might have a pimple, and I would get hyper-focused on picking it.
Ugh.
But a lot of the times it was because I was genuinely itching my skin. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yikes, dude. And guys, look at that. Where was it? Someone says, okay, all these chicks are in her comments. Definitely, that's something that I did also. I was scratching pick till I was bleeding. Scratching legs and using sharp knives even. Yikes. Next person says, I've got no hairs on my legs anymore. Scratched them all away. They don't have... My leg hair doesn't even grow back, she says. Damn. Someone says, same here, girl. I have scars and holes and craters in my face from picking, and on my chest and down the tops of my arms and shoulders. Dang, look at that. You guys are hashtags. Hashtag real talk recovery. Hashtag real life recovery. And guys, man, oh man. Like I said, there's still some guys that are expected to come and save this clown world.
This might be controversial, might ruffle a few feathers, but I really believe that our generation feel like if you're not snorting up your nose, shooting up your arm, or smoking a pipe, that you're not an addict.
There you go.
And I get it, because growing up, those was our addicts. But the way y'all pop these perks, either y'all don't care or y'all don't truly understand how dangerous opioids are. No one can convince me. I truly believe it's impossible for somebody to take an opioid at a consistent rate, like taking them daily, and not be addicted. No, you can't convince me. You take these perks every day and you're not an addict, there's no fucking way. I bet my last dollar if I take your perks for 2 days, you'll be over there shaking and itching. There's no way. And my thing is, y'all feel like, oh, I'm still going to work. I still take care of my kids, doing what I need to do. I'm not no addict. You're a functioning addict. And the scariest part about opioids, eventually your body is going to get immune to them. They're not going to have that same effect. And what you think you're going to move on to? Because we damn sure ain't going to do it. Y'all scare me real bad.
There you go, guys. Right there. And let's break out the race card, guys. Yeah, because, guys, you see all these guys with these codeine, cough syrup, this lean, and all this other stuff, man. People, yes, you have rappers and all these celebrities like overdosing on all this lean and all this other stuff, man. Look at that. There's all these chicks in her comments. Man, I know a bunch of functioning alcoholics too. Someone says, I just took accountability that I was a functioning alcoholic. I had to put the bottle down. 21 days sober. Someone says, I work at a pharmacy and they're absolutely addicted. Someone says, I lost all my friends because of this. Someone says, even lean. Like these youngins are literally leaning while standing and swear they're not addicts. Someone says, you're absolutely right. All of my girlfriends are all addicts. Look at that, guys. Man, that is crazy. Guys, are hashtags. Hashtag opioid epidemic. Hashtag opioid crisis. Hashtag opioid awareness. Hashtag black girls clean. Guys, don't deal with these chicks. All right? Nothing good can come from it. All right, you guys, it's AJ. I appreciate you guys. I'm out of here.